Hey there, Eric with you. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to speak to you today about Girl Scout cookies. It's that time of year again. I was at the store just the other day, and a cute little girl came up to me. She was all decked out in her Girl Scout uniform, and she was pushing my favorite, those Thin Mints. And boy, they are good, but just wanted to bring to your attention what is actually in a Girl Scout cookie. And it almost breaks your heart because of course, Girl Scouts, they're building girls, they're building women with high qualities and leadership abilities. And it's almost ironic, though, what they are using as a means to generate income, as a way of getting, building more funds for their organization in what they're pushing here, the Girl Scout cookies. So yeah, this may be a little shocking. I think we all know when we eat a cookie, it may not necessarily be in our best interest health wise, but this is dangerous. This is dangerous, especially when I don't know about you, but when I used to eat them, I would not just eat a couple. I mean, we're talking a lot of cookies we're consuming, and not just one box. I used to buy multiple boxes. So this is interesting, and especially when you're thinking you're buying these most likely for yourself also, but your kids are going to be eating a lot of these. So please take a look at this, and we'll dissect what's in a Girl Scout cookie here. On most of the cookies, I think there's about 10 different varieties now that you can purchase. But on a lot of them, the number one ingredient, a big surprise, is sugar, and a lot of sugar at that. Most of the On most of the packages I looked at, two cookies was considered one serving. Two cookies was one serving, and you're usually getting anywhere from 6 up to 14 grams of sugar per serving in two cookies, again, on average. So that's a lot of sugar. And again, you're probably not just eating two at a time. So you're getting abundance, a lot of sugar with each serving. And the sugar itself also, it is not natural sugar. This is coming from beets, from sugar beets, which are genetically modified, meaning that there are many different chemicals added to it. It means also that it's exposed to certain herbicides like glyphosate, which has been strongly correlated to many different cancers. So a lot of sugar, it's not real sugar, and it's contaminated with many different herbicides, glyphosate again. So that's number one on the list. It's only going to get worse. I'm sorry to break this to you, but the truth needs to be known here. We have second, partially hydrogenated oil. And this is interesting in itself, partially hydrogenated oil. It's a loophole that many food industries use now. Trans fat has been banned. It used to be in many foods, but it has been banned because there was such a strong link between trans fat and heart disease. But as long as there is under half a gram of trans fat per serving, they can still add, the food industries can still add trans fat as long as it's under half a gram per serving. And they get away with that by calling it partially hydrogenated oil, which again is a loophole for adding trans fat, which again is highly linked to heart disease. So we got copious amounts of sugar, we have carcinogens up here, we have trans fat down here, heart disease. Then we get down to high fructose corn syrup, and this is just a cheap way of adding more sweetness, more sugar to a cookie, making it more appealing to kids, of course. High fructose corn syrup. And the high fructose corn syrup also poses a problem to our liver. it cannot be broken down naturally. It cannot be assimilated in our body. So the liver is put under more duress to try to break this chemical down in our body. So it's highly linked to obesity also. And again, it's putting a lot of stress, a lot of wear and tear on livers, especially, again, we're talking little kids here are consuming these. And then we go down the list. We have artificial coloring, which again is just going to be more and more GMO, more chemicals added. Artificial colorings are also cited and researched with highly linked to ADHD also. And again, it's just another means for them to put more and more ingredients that will appeal to kids. And then we have at the bottom, and there's much more, believe me, but these are the big players. I think that'll really you'll get the picture of just talking about these players themselves. We have refined flour at the bottom here, and refined flour means, again, it's not naturally occurring. They strip it of any nutritional value at all. It's exposed, like the sugar we talked about at the beginning, to a lot of different herbicides, the glyphosate again. And I think from discussing just these, you get the picture of what a Girl Scout cookie really is. We're getting chemicals, we're getting carcinogens, we're getting artificial coloring, we're getting herbicides, all neatly packed in a cookie. And again, I have nothing against the Girl Scout organization per se. This is not an anti-Girl Scout video, but what they're pushing here, I am completely against, especially because these cookies are being consumed by so many kids out there, and there's probably nothing, well, there may be, but this is probably high on the list of something that you would never really want to give your kid, especially in high amounts. So if you could please pass this on, and again, I'm not going against the Girl Scouts here, but geez, what again, especially what their organization stands for, why can't they sell fresh fruit or fresh vegetables, flowers, something with some type of health benefit even. Oh, I even saw on one post someone said, why not pedometers, something to that effect, instead of this, whatever you want to call that. It just does not make sense, unfortunately. So please take note of this. If you could pass this on to other parents so they know what their children are consuming, and if you could like this video also, it'll just reach more and more people. If you like my content, I'm going to be making a lot more videos. You can also subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.